Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We're coming to you from Tom's Watch Bar. We're celebrating Kyle Draper's birthday. And this is a treat for all of us, Drapes. You know, we already had Jerry on one day this week.
Right.
You got to work with him.
Yes.
And now he's nice. He must not have anything better to do.
Or he likes us that much?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess that's possible.
Right.
The great Jerry Reynolds joining us. Happy Friday, Jerry. How are you today?
Well, pretty good. And to your question, I don't have anything better to do, and I do like you guys. So
how about that?
So, it tells you a little bit about my circle of friends, I guess.
What was I can't imagine the response you got. I know you're very modest, but people just were, doing somersaults over how happy they were to have you back on. What can you share with us about the reaction you got and how that made you feel, Jerry, to the broadcast you did with Drapes?
Well, I had a good time, and all the people, it was really great to see a lot of people over the years, from fans to ushers to, security, those things, nice relationships that sometimes you forget. And it's great to touch base again. Of course, the broadcast team itself, has such a close relationship with those guys over the years when we all traveled together all the time. That was a real team in my eyes, great guys. And of course, getting to work with Kyle worked out great. He obviously, hate to give him too much of a boost because he doesn't need it. He's got enough ego. But I mean, he's good at his job, and the fact that he threw the Eagles thing at me right away, I thought was a little bit of a cheap shot. I mean, the guys getting all excited about a dynasty of one.
Jerry, would you think that was a flagrant one or a flagrant two?
That was a flagrant one for sure, but I was able to shake it off. I got to tell you though, the thing that struck me the most was after the game. I called my wife and just to see because that's the real critics you're worried about. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Well, honey, you didn't embarrass us." And, and I said, "Well, that was a goal, right?
Yeah,
that was a goal." and then my son Jay said too. He said, "Dad, I always hate to give you a lot of credit, but you were okay." So as probably both you guys know, just getting a little bit of props from your immediate family. Those are real bonus points.
Yeah, they're going to tell you the truth. Regarding that Eagles Chiefs joke, Jerry, I had to break the ice. It was an icebreaker. When you do public speaking, you tell a joke to, disarm the audience. I wanted to make you feel comfortable in at home, my friend.
Well, I was disarmed. Okay. You disarmed me.
Tell me about the emotions. Was it emotional at all, Jerry?
A little bit, I mean, you can't, basically been 6 years since I'd done a play-by or a color game. I did some pre and post games some years, but, and that's not much fun really, to tell you the truth. but, doing the game live, as that's where the excitement is. And it certainly brought me back into it. I mean, I certainly enjoy watching basketball, but it's not quite the same as watching it live and then talking about it and you kind of do get involved in the game. So yeah, it's a blast. I mean, like I told Katie this morning, it was fun. I enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed being one and done.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to have a steady diet of it.
Well, I know a lot of people, and we're thrilled that Katie's back. Don't misunderstand me, but I know a lot of people would love to see a lot more going forward. I want to ask you about that game, though, Jerry. And I know we're focusing on the Kings here, and they're getting ready for the play-in. To me, that game really was more about Denver, the fact that they played so well their first game with their new coach. Did you see it that way as well?
I did. I mean, I thought they were really good. And, of course, it had 4-game losing streak, changed coaches. And, of course, in a way, it didn't surprise me. Every time a Coach Adelman walks in that building, there's a good chance of getting a win.
Get a W,
yeah. Yeah, so, but, yeah, I thought they were, they were really good. And, of course, getting Pickett to more than make up for Jamal Murray, that was a key. But they're a good team. They, I don't know that, all I know is that somebody that beats them in the playoffs, if they play like that, they're better bring their A game. That even includes Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think, Denver, when right, when whole, when locked in, they're going to be a tough out. What do you make of the way the Kings played, though, specifically DeMar DeRozan? A lot of people coming down on him. What I noticed, Jerry, and you can agree or disagree, it seemed like he was pressing a little bit early on. What did you see from DeMar?
Oh, well, I did too. I mean, because, Aaron Gordon was able to guard him, I thought, and did an excellent job. And I thought DeMar really tried too hard to score on him when it's clear that was not going to be a good matchup for him. And so it'd been a good place to kind of defer and just kind of get involved, let the game come to you a little more. So I thought he did force things too much. I mean, and obviously he's a great scorer. He's proven that. But it's like anything. It's like the idea is to get really good shots. And if you can't get them, don't take them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jerry, I thought that to my untrained eye, I thought Denver kind of focused their defense on DeMar in a way that I haven't seen a lot of teams do, as if they've realized, hey, they run a lot of offense through him. And I thought that was one of the things that he had a hard time getting through. Denver just, I thought, defended him very well from the jump, and that seemed to be a real focus defensively, in my opinion.
That's exactly what they were doing. I think they said, hey, really DeMar is kind of the head of the snake offensively. Yeah. So if we make it tough on him, then that's going to make it very difficult for the Kings to score enough. And that's kind of the way it turned out. I mean, Zach got going pretty good in the second half, but I really thought that it was a clear case, that they needed to go through Domas more. Just the fact that it would be easy for him to catch the ball against Jokic, and you could get a little more ball movement, more guys involved. So,
they're going to see more of that, right? Yeah. Other teams are going to do that now because it's worked so well.
Well, I'd be willing to bet, yeah. I mean, Jeff Van Gundy and Tyrone Ty Lue, I mean, they probably watch ball games now and then,
They know a thing or two. You're right. Hey, Jerry, so we're going to see Dallas in this play-in, and that's next week, I know, and we'll have you on next week. But what do you make of that matchup, and do you think the Kings are poised to make a little bit of run and get through these play-in games?
Well, I think they can. I don't think there's any doubt. I think they're more talented than Dallas right now. But, I mean, with Davis back and Lively and Gafford, I mean, they're going to be awfully big and strong, that's for sure. They don't have the guard line that, we're used to seeing or from Dallas. But I think the Kings can beat them. I mean, the key's going to be really I think a lot of pace. I mean, if you can really make it tough on the guards, a lot of ball pressure, and get the game up and down, I think the Kings have a great chance of beating them.
Jer, how about Bogey back tonight? He's done some nice things for the Clippers. He was such a fan favorite here. You as a former coach, what do you think of Bogey's game and how he fits in with what the Clippers are doing?
Well, that is the key with Bogey. He can fit in with anybody. He's one of those guys that's a really good basketball player, can play several spots, several positions. I always thought, honestly, that was one of the biggest mistakes the Kings organization made when they let him walk in free agency because, he's a real asset. And when you lose assets for nothing but money, it's hard to make up. And so he's really helped the Clippers, just like he's not quite the same player he was when he was with Kings, but, he'll make shots and he'll move the ball and he can defend a couple positions and a terrific guy off your bench, one of those guys that really can can fit what you need. If you need somebody at the 2 guard or the small forward or even at the lead guard, he can play all those.
Well, Jerry, it was quite a week for all of us, all of your many fans, and so thanks for coming on with us. You've been on the station a lot this week between us and Carmichael Dave, and we really appreciate it. And it just made everybody so happy and brought back a lot of wonderful memories. So thanks for sharing all that with us today.
Well, I was glad to be with you guys. By the way, I didn't return your text, Whitey, because I'm getting pretty big time. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's what I figured. Hey, I want to ask you real quick. I did a thing today because we're at Tom's Watch Bar, the top 7 Toms in NBA history. I'm just wondering, in basketball history, I had Tom Satch Sanders, Tom Sherry, Tom Van Arsdale, Tibbs, Tommy Nunez, Tommy Heinsohn, and Tom Chambers. Is that a pretty good list for the most part?
Yeah, that is. I would have definitely had, Chambers and Tom Van Arsdale and Tom Sherry. Yeah, I would. They were all Tommy Heinsohn.
Yeah.
Those. Now I'm trying to think. There's a lot of Toms. So I don't know. But you're digging pretty good there.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right.
Enjoy the game tonight. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, Jerry. Thank you.
Well, I will enjoy it, and I'm counting on Kyle getting a job done tonight. I let you down, Kyle, but I know you can pull them through tonight, buddy.
No, you carried me the other night, Jerry. Appreciate it, man. I had a blast, man. So much fun, man.
All right. See you guys.
All right,
See ya. Jerry Reynolds. How many fans, meanwhile, going to be attending this big, fat Sacramento sports weekend? More on that with the Drive Guys when we come right back to Tom's Watch Bar on Sactown Sports.